If it goes to the app screen, somebody just point at the screens just to let me know. But you should be able to see me in there, red, orange, and yellow guy. So the whole point of this is I'm red, orange, and yellow. This will work out in my favor. That means I'm the hottest thing inside the frame, everybody. Sorry, fellas, but that's how that goes down. But we're looking for cold spots, right? So the cold spots are going to be blue and black. I'm looking for blue and black to move or to take shape because we're always going to have blue or black in there. It's going to land on windshields and glass and cans on the ground and signs and all kinds of stuff. When I say I want it to take shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms, and legs. That's what we've caught with this guy in the past. That's hopefully what we'll capture with it again. Like, you look straight at them, like, are they a little worried over there?
Well, when I looked at this, I said, I want to make the kids cry. So.
Let's not do that.
That was my goal. Watch, I'll be the one crying.
She called you both kids. How old are you guys?
21.
21. 18. Yeah, they're not kids anymore.
Well, still my kids.
I mean, my kids are around their age, and I don't... I just call them the girls, you know, because I'm a girl dad too, man, so kudos to you. I know what the hell you're going through. But anyway, so back to the thermal. There is also a blue dot bouncing around the screen. It's there for you guys. It's going to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. So I'm looking for 15 plus degree temperature drops out of that, and I also want it to move across the screen, because if it just lands somewhere, it's probably on glass, can, a sign. You're seeing the point. 15 degrees below ambient temperature is going to be about 45 degrees and colder. So yeah, there is a science to this. I'm nerding out on you guys already. So with this one, it's actually doing really well. How we doing with that thing? Good. 5.2.
Any communications?
Huh?
Any communications? I don't think that's related.
Brandon, how you doing on that thing?
Oh, so far so good.
Is it hanging in there? Or
It's hanging in for at least 45 to minutes.
Okay, that's good.
Cars backing up, guys. Girls, cars back.
How much?
7.3. 12.9.
There we go. Got it. Anything new? Marcia, you got anything new?
Any matches for us?
I don't know. No.
I know, Shannon just
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not really a whole lot going on here. Alright, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna go back to the back where we started.
Oh, you guys.
Alright, Marcia, let's get you on mute. And then I'll be from there to here. Or was there more?
I just got load. Lesson, till, page, letter, guide.
Yeah, can't even make a story out of that, can you? Sounds pretty vague. So, Marcia, you can put that thing in your pocket if you have one.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be giving you this guy.
I got squeeze me. Star.
Okay, next.
Not really anything.
Not really anything. Shannon?
I thought I heard family and trust.
So you had the word family that showed up over at the Pink Convention saying family and home and house are three things that are pretty common over there. So I think I already have the one that actually said family on it. Did you get that closer to here or there?
Yeah, I think it was further back.
Okay, do me a favor. Put those on slowly.
Slowly.
Slowly. You'll see why. The reason why we use this device here and here only. Squeeze me and star and then purchase.
I just got 150 and
A ghost.
So we had steady movement.
Yeah, that's still natural. Like up to 1.1 is natural. So like the rest of that, like the 0.3 and 0.2 that we're getting is probably coming off of that.
I got someday.
Sunday? Oh, that's
Someday.
someday. Philadelphia reference right here in Charleston. Look at that. You ought to see my guests that are from Philadelphia. Like they get all excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm teaching you all kinds of shit about your city. You're not even at home. You're supposed to be on vacation. But anyway, this place used to be called Dueler's Alley. This is kind of a staple for every single ghost tour. I was going to take this out of my route because I do change this all the time, but this guy follows me around. So I was going to, might as well keep his origin story in. He does have a code word to let me know he's nearby when we're at other locations. I'm not going to tell you what that code word is, so you're not looking for it. So is that fair? If you guys ask me at the end of the night, I'll tell you. So somebody was walking by and seen what was about to happen. So the person walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. Do his initials sound familiar to anything else I've said since we've been here? Rhode Island. So we would get the letters RI from time to time on a regular spirit box of like a DJ spelling something out, and I wanted to verify it. I bought another device. It's like a digital Ouija board, and it only gives us letters whenever we get EMF spikes like your device. So looks like we got some tourists coming through here, so we'll just let them pass through when they get down here. They're gonna probably walk all the way through. How's your word list?
Alright, pardon. Hey, you.
We also don't know Amanda's last name, so those could be her initials. I don't know. That's the thing, is I'll never be able to verify it. That's the sad thing. I've dug and dug and dug and can't find anything on Amanda's last name. Island, so you can kind of see where I was doing the research. But somebody broke that device by dropping it too many times, and I'm waiting on that insurance claim to come back. So Brandon and I already talked about insurance on my FLIR. That thing's not cheap either. Moving on. Ralph tells the doctor, "Hey man, I know this guy. The coachman, he's going to try to kill you. Come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from these friends, and you'll be safe and good to go, instead of this guy trying to kill you." Doc took him up on that offer. The two gentlemen became friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point. He's not after Amanda's cash. He's making his own. She got wind of this. She wrote him a letter saying, "I'm..." Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. Now you know why we're using that crazy voice recorder. So every ghost tour that comes down here, including them, tells their guests to listen for the whistles audibly. We have a camera running audio, my audio on my shoulder, now Marcia's audio from that crazy voice recorder. But why are we in Dueler's Alley talking about a guy who's about to be married? Not all my stories are happy. Let's get into it. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because Charleston, he just got better seats. So on the way home, they're discussing the new actress they just saw. Doc thought she was great. Ralph didn't. Then Ralph is insulting the doctor's fiance, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It got really ugly between the two of them. They go their separate ways. But the next morning, Ralph goes to his friends at the newspaper to place an ad telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of a "you're a disgrace to society" kind of stuff. It's like putting up a really bad Instagram post. But anyway, Doc saw the ad. He rebutted. "Let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this. Somebody's going to die." Dumb shit was in the 1700s. Anyway, the two gents come down here. They take back to back. They take their 10 paces away from each other, and they turn. Doc pointed his gun in the air, and he shot his one bullet. He didn't want to kill his friend. Just needed the courage to show up. Ralph put his bullet in the kneecap of the doctor. Doc fell to the ground. He didn't die either. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after... You're good, you're good. When I know there's another tour down here, and they need to pass through this way, that I hurry up and get to the whistling part, because they all whistle whenever they walk past. So I want to make sure you guys, like, and now that we've talked about it, it's now a marker for me on the audio that was the people walking by, not a legitimate whistle. We have caught legitimate whistles, by the way. It's still them whistling up in the distance. But that's basically what it'll sound like when we do find it, when there's nobody around. And it's just weird to see so many people out on a rando Wednesday. But anyway, two things about the last part of that story. I said he died on November 2nd of 1786 after refusing medical treatment. It's weird because, first off, it's 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different. He is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but obviously he failed because he died. So hopefully we get some kind of whistles that show up on all these audibles that we're using tonight. But if you try this on your own, using the voice recorders on your phone, if you guys walk through here without me, remember, I can't take you all the way through. I've been kicked out. We'll talk about it in a minute. You got some of you can't wait for that story. And Marcia's like, yes. But the voice recorders on your phone, just remember every local here knows the story. So just like we had those passerbys doing the same thing, every time somebody walks down Queen or Cumberland, I throw a whistle down here. We all do it. It's just something common here in Charleston. So just kind of keep that in mind if you ever find something in the background. So let's talk about how I got kicked out of here. Right? You're waiting for it. It's also research on these locations. This alley didn't go all the way through that way, so it kind of came to a stop. There was a wall up there halfway between us and Cumberland. That's why I like to stop at the gate. It's really at that marker. But the reason why there was a wall up there is because this is where they kept the livestock for the city of Charleston. This was called Cow Alley before it was called Dueler's Alley. So cows, goats, and chickens are down here. Why am I telling you this? They started building it down there, and slowly over a couple of hundred years to what we're standing on now. So it started at Queen Street, which means those bricks down there are older than these ones. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there, face up on one of those bricks that you can see. You can see that it's a child's handprint. It's pretty small. I used to take my groups all the way through to show them the history behind it, because there's nothing paranormal about that damn brick. I already told you how I feel about cemeteries. That kid's not staring at the brick in the afterlife. November 26th of 2020, I took my entire group down there, and they all were outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm trying to be respectful. I didn't realize that we were out of bounds for tours at that time of night. I was still new at this. My daughter was on the tour that night. She was probably about 14 years old. The new owner of the mansion came out screaming his head off at me, asking me all kinds of questions, screaming. My daughter thought it was great, like hysterical. She's laughing the whole time. Anyway, we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays because I worked in upper management for Walmart before I started doing this. You guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving, and you scarred me for life. I don't tour on holidays ever. Like even St. Patrick's Day, I keep my ass home. Like not doing it. Anyway, the next day was the 28th of November. A date's irrelevant. I called my partner that I had at the time, so he's laughing on the phone because he probably already got the city complaint. He says, "It's residential down there, figure it out," and he hung up. Crap. Told my team that night because it's Black Friday. Sold out again. Tickets were way cheaper back then, too, by the way. Not as much equipment, but you guys see the point. Anyway, I told him I don't believe in the next story because I'm into vampires, not pirates. Normally I would tell you a pirate story next, but we've been kicked out of there too. But if I tell you that we're going to be discussing pirates, who do you think we're going to be discussing? Who's the first pirate that comes up? John Silver. Who else? Blackbeard. What was the other one? Both Blackbeards? Okay, so 2 men, right? Somebody heard I told him what I did know about pirates, which again wasn't much. Somebody else heard the number 300 coming out of another spirit box. I don't know what it means. I wrote it down. Researched. We were there November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate trial.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's normally the reaction that I get. I was actually kind of pissed off. Let me explain. I have plenty of degrees in writing, including a master's degree in creative writing. Whenever I'm researching anything, I need facts and data, especially for anything paranormal. Problem with pirate stories is that they come from pirate lore. After the days of Blackbeard, Long John Silver, and Anne Bonny. That means there's a lot of grapevine effect. I've read more books on pirates than I ever wanted to in my entire life to put that story together, verifying any little piratey term that you guys thought you were hearing, including names, numbers, dates. You get to see the point. We can't go over there anymore. We are going to be next door to it. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because the bleed over. Just like we might get things from here, we might also get things relevant to the whole pirate story as well. This whole corner that we're in, this little French Quarter area, is just chock full of bleed over. It happens all the time. Luckily for me, Doc likes to just follow me wherever I go. So hopefully he'll show up at our last spot, which is outside of the French Quarter. So we'll kind of see if we get things from Doc when we're in that area as well. We want to try. I keep forgetting, like I keep handing that thing out. Does anybody else want to try what Marcia's hearing? This is the only spot that we use this crazy EVP recorder. Anybody? I'll give anybody who wants to try it like a minute or so if they want to try it out. Yeah, we take the headphones first. Very good. Very good. Yeah, top right. Take shot. Sydney, did you hear anything while I was talking, or were you focused on me?
34 and diamonds. Like good? Do you guys want to try it? Oh, that's okay, thank you.
Sure, it's crazy in there. Like you're gonna get the full recording of. Did you pick it up on the thermal?
Now, do I need to keep any numbers walking through here, right?
We're actually gonna go